Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today I will be bringing you my review of the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Now, this specific Bumblebee is actually referred to as the Predacons Rising. It is a much longer title, Predacon Rising Nova Blast Bumblebee. And what that means is that this is actually a repaint of the original Beast Hunters Deluxe Bumblebee. This was at least in the US, this was a deluxe version that was a Target exclusive. And the difference here is that these back spikes and the missiles are painted blue, and you have these blue flame decals. Essentially, the normal figure would have the more show accurate yellow with black racing stripes, and then these would be black. The missiles are all black. They replaced that. Well, they got rid of the racing stripes, which is kind of a shame, but they added these pretty cool little nifty light blue, blue flames, blue engine block, and blue back spikes, on top of having the missiles and the main weapon be also blue. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They added more blue to the figure instead of the black. But it's still the same exact figure as the regular deluxe one from the regular line. Now, Predacons Rising, I might as well mention it now, was the movie that was used to end the series of Transformers Prime. Beast Hunters was cut short as a season because it was like half the episodes of the other one, so I was bummed out about that, and I consider that one the best season. So there was a lot of good stuff happening. So when that ended, they made the Predacons Rising movie. And this toy and I think two other figures were released under that subline, Predacons Rising. Like, to my knowledge, it was 3 Target exclusive figures, and this Bumblebee being one of them. So this is referred to as Nova Blast Bumblebee. So that was a really long-winded story. Let's check out the vehicle mode. So here it is. And what this is that here's the unique thing about this vehicle mode. It actually has a name. This vehicle, clearly this Bumblebee is like most Beast Hunters figures, is a very extensive redeco / retool, recolor, whatever you want to call it, of the Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class Bumblebee. That's what this is. However, this is a heavily modified, a more Beast Hunting modified, with all the spikes and stuff, version of the vehicle that was that the Bumblebee from the show had. But that vehicle mode was clearly based off of the movie Bumblebee's Camaro mode. However, this vehicle is a fictionalized vehicle, but within the universe of the Transformers Prime show has an actual name. It's referred to as the Urbana 500 muscle car. So yeah, we have a rare case of a fictional vehicle, at least rare for Transformers, where the fictional vehicle that the Transformers transforming into has a proper name. Yeah, so this is in front of me. So what I'm holding here is a heavily modified Urbana 500 muscle car, which was based off of the movie's Camaro mode, movie Bumblebee's Camaro. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty interesting with this little figure. So he's a redeco, I've already mentioned a bunch on just the vehicle mode. Nice bits of detail. I already mentioned the paint job, which is really nice. I like the yellow. I think the blue looks really neat. I like the darker blue for the missiles. Oh, and these missiles, you can turn them, and you can even not launch them. You can actually pull these out and use them for the primary weapon. And you can see there are grooves there, so you just have to line them up and slide them back in, and each one can be removed. You can even remove like this. Like that. That was a little bit tougher. You can remove this entire thing if you don't like it. I don't recommend it because I don't think it's supposed to do that. But just be aware that you can do it because it's on a pretty strong clip. What else? He does come with... Oh, he does roll nicely. He rolls well. However, you do have to... If you look in the undercarriage, yeah, there's the head, there's the feet. You do have to line up the feet so that they don't interfere with the rolling. That is one thing, because you can't put it all the way back or all the way forward. You need to line it up to make sure that it gives you enough room for the tires to touch the ground and actually roll. Oh, so that's just one little detail there they need to be aware of. So enough about the vehicle mode, which I've talked way too much on. Urbana 500 muscle car. Sweet. Let's get on to his accessories. Here's the 2 accessories that he had that he did use in the show. These are his wrist-mounted cannons. His wrist-mounted guns, which Bumblebee did use in the show. Bumblebee didn't look like this, once again, like most beast hunters, which I wouldn't have minded if he did. I think all these beast hunting forms look pretty cool. But he did use these weapons, which I don't remember if these had an official name. I think they were just referred to as his wrist blasters, but I always called them the stingers. Because, you know, he's a Bumblebee, he has stingers, so these were always his stingers because he would pull them out of his forearms and just start firing. So this was Bumblebee's main weapon. And as you can see, you can actually connect them together and just put them on the engine block. On the engine there. And boom, that's how I put it in his vehicle mode. You can also put it in this peg, but I'm saving that for this other weapon. Then we have his main gun, which is this thing. This is referred to as the Eagle Shot Bow, and you can actually open these up, and they'll click into place when you put them all the way forward. And it also has 2 little missiles here, and it's spring-loaded, so you get a little missile. Any one of these missiles works with this, which is pretty cool. So he has 6 shots with it before running out. Put it in there, see the switch, press it, and boom, fires a missile, and you can just put it right back. But before that, I have to mention something like what I think is a Transformer's first, because I don't think I've ever seen this with any other Transformer weapon. This weapon has a safety lock. Yeah, I only found out about it when I was messing around when I was getting ready for this review. But yeah, with these, I guess, bow arms, because this is an eagle, this is technically referred to as a bow. But these bow arms, when they're open like that, you can put the missile in there and then, you know, you can fire it. However, hold on one second. Flew off into the corners. I had to go get it. But like I was saying, with these wings out, you can fire it. But when you close them, I thought this was just for storage sakes. But no, when it's closed, I don't know if I can pick it up, the wings actually prevent a missile from going in there. So yeah. So the first time, because I've never seen this before on any other Transformers weapon or related to this, this weapon has a safety. So when the wings are closed, the arms are closed, safety's on, safety's off, can fire. So that is really cool. And then for storage, you just plug it up here. I tried plugging them down here, but there's no room for it. And also you can open these up and just say, hey look, it's a flying Bumblebee. Wait a minute, that actually makes sense. So just close this back up, and there you go. And you can rotate it and whatnot. You can also rotate this. And that's it. I have talked way too much about this vehicle mode, but there was a lot to talk about. So let's get on to his transformation. Since, well, that is true, I had a lot to talk about his vehicle mode and his weapons, since they're very interesting. Then we get on to his transformation, which is not too bad. It's actually pretty simple because he has one big automorph right here in the trunk. So, what was the first step here? I feel this video is going a lot longer than I wanted it to be. Got a lot more to talk about than I thought. So, let's see, no, not that. That's part of the automorph, lifting this piece up. So just bend that, and then you get this piece, and you have to, there we go. You do have to carefully, basically, let me just, because I think I went too quickly there. What you gotta do is open the doors first. Angle that so you can open the doors. Angle so you can, hold on. There we go. Open the doors. Then you break this part to separate from these pegs. And just have that be hanging there. Then we'll get the legs out of the way. Well, then you can see the arms here. Get the arms, fold them, like, angle them. There we go. Angle them so that you can, come on, just finagle them until you can move them out like that. And then for the legs, we'll transform the legs really quick. Just, legs are simple. Separate there. Fold out. Fold, that's it, fold out. And the feet are pretty much already done, just adjust them. And then fold out. These are a bit stiff. I don't know if that's just on mine or if they all have it. And the legs are pretty much done. So now we come to, do we come to the automorph now? Yeah, just make sure you angle that correctly. And then we come to the automorph. Take this piece up and then, is that now? Oh, just make sure you separate, hold on. Make sure you separate these pieces a bit out like this to get the automorph ready to go. And then you fold this back and it folds out the arms all the way. So Plus, we reveal the head, which is pretty cool. Is that show accurate? But you can tell that it's Bumblebee with a massive crest on him. Huh. This almost could be like the face of what Bumblebee would look like if he was ever a Prime. He's got the massive crest and everything, which is pretty cool. But I think that that's what they were going for. They were trying to make Bumblebee look more bird-like instead of, insectoid. So then you come down here and fold down the body. And then make sure that's there. Like adjust the arms a bit. And then the back. Fold down to... Does this attach anywhere? No, it doesn't. This does go forward into sort of pegs into place. This doesn't go anywhere, but you just push it forward to cover that really nasty gap that's there. And that's it. That's it. The transformation's pretty simple, especially with that automorph. You just need to set it up. With the once you set up the automorph, everything's pretty much good, and that's it. That's Bumblebee in his robot mode, and it's pretty cool, pretty neat. I do feel he's I would have liked more bulk here. Like, I feel he's way too thin, way too skinny. In fact, I think I've seen pictures of the RID one, and I think it looked a little better because he was a little bit smaller. Or at least he didn't have all of this extra bulk on him. It just makes him look, I don't know, it's okay. I think design-wise, it's okay. As a figure, it is okay. It's not the best. It's just okay. To show off articulation, as you saw, the head is on a ball joint, but because of all this stuff around it, you can't really move much with it. You can rotate there, but like I said, because of the way it's transformed, it basically all boils down to that the automorph, since it makes the transformation simpler, it does hinder the toy and sort of takes away the potential that was there. It brings it down because of that automorph. So this is an automorph that I find to be negative, that I don't particularly like, because it sort of takes away what could have been a great figure. It's still, because what we have is just an okay instead of a great figure. The wings do move up and down, so you can adjust it. You can, like I said, you can also adjust this and pop these off if you don't like them. You can rotate there. You can get some in and out. You got an elbow on just an elbow. Do the hand, do the wrist rotate? No, they do not. I don't know why I thought they did. And legs, he's actually really posable on his legs. His upper body's a bit stiff, but his legs are nice and loose. Not too loose, so he can do a fantastic kick. You can rotate there at the thigh. You got a really good knee, a little bit of up and down, a little bit of up and down on the foot. And that's it. So he's got articulation. Wait, kid, does he have a waist? No, he does not. Because I think I forgot to mention, and I thought this is really late, but way back in my last night Hound review, I forgot to mention that Hound does have a waist. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. It's a little late now, but who cares? That's just 3 seconds gone. So, yeah. That's it for the robot mode. Not bad. He's got articulation. It's there, but it's mainly in the legs. Like I said, who was it that I did this that I mentioned this before? Where I'm like, from the bottom down, it's great. From the top up, it's problematic. Who was it? Who was it that I reviewed that was like that? I can't remember it now. I think it was, oh, it was Megatron. That's right. It was the Sharkticon Megatron. It's a similar issue. It's a similar problem to that one, where like from the waist down, from the legs are fantastic, but the actual upper body and torso has issues. Like this one, it's too stiff. Like there's not much movement because of the automorph. And in the case of that Megatron, it was the way that it would transform. So it's similar issue to that figure. But that aside, let's get on to his accessories. So then you have these weapons, which he can hold in his hands like regular guns. But that's if you want to be boring. Well, and we're not boring, at least not most of the time. You just put them on his wrists, on these areas, which is meant for this. And there you have his show-accurate weapons, which is neat that they actually kept these weapons from the original mold so that you have some actual show-accurate weapons. Because I can't really say that with all of the other Beast Hunter figures, because they would always replace them with their new beast hunting weapons. But here, I'm glad that they kept Bumblebee's, like I said, I like calling these his stingers. They kept it. Then you have his weapon here, which he can just hold. There's no other way around it. He has to hold this. Unless... Nah, there's no room. Just Open these up, and does it have room? Because maybe I can plug this here. Oh, I just discovered something. Using the same stinger, you can actually have him plug it onto his arm. Oh, but it then adds unnecessary weight because this connection is not too strong. Oi. Well, I don't really have much else to say. I'm not gonna go into the facts section yet, but yeah, he can hold it. You can hold it. You can, have him reload his weapons using all of his arrows, and that's it. Kind of neat that they made. It's kind of interesting that they made Bumblebee look more like a bird, go more bird-like instead of going more bee-like. Kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's interesting. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty good figure. It's okay. I've seen much worse, but I've seen also much better, and this figure could have been much better. It's nothing too great. Like I said, the potential was there, and it's an okay figure. Now, this mold, this Beast Hunters mold, was reused quite a few times. But this was the last time, as far as I know, this was the last time this mold was used. What were the other times? I don't know. What am I saying? It was only 3 times that this mold was used. You have you have the regular original one, which was black and gold, black and yellow. Then you had the Night Ops version, which was all mainly black. It was just a sort of black version of Bumblebee. And then you have this one, the Nova Blast one. I guess the only thing is, why did I get the Nova Blast one over the regular? Over the regular one? I like the blue. I'm not gonna lie, I like the blue on him. I thought the blue looked really nice with the yellow, and it was a nice change of pace over the black and gold that Bumblebee is known to sport, to usually have. And I would go with that one, but this one, I like the blue on this one. I liked it. I liked the little detail of the blue flames there. It looked really cool. Plus, I like the name Nova Blast Bumblebee. It makes no sense, but it sounds cool. And that's it. Yeah, he had a couple. Well, he is the final repaint of 2 other figures. I said the regular Beast Hunters one, and that one, and he himself is an extensive retool / recolor / repaint, or whatever you want to call it. He was a very extensive retool of the Robots in Disguise Bumblebee, Deluxe Bumblebee. So there's that. And nothing else to really say. So yeah, it is an okay figure. Like I said, it is okay. And I feel this review has gone on way too long, especially for a simple little figure like you, but there was a lot to say about this. Oh, plus you can lift these up a little bit more. But yeah, design-wise, I think it's a very neat design. I actually really like most of the Beast Hunters design, because I like how they have to armor up to fight more beasts. It's really cool, really neat idea. The whole monster beast hunting idea is really cool. Although in the show they barely did it, which was, like I said, I would have liked if that season went on a little longer and we actually would have seen these designs and these new, capturing weapons and whatnot. But yeah, overall, it's an okay figure. That's it. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It is okay, and you can get any version of this mold that you want, be it the regular, the Night Ops, or the Nova Blast here, whichever one you like. It just, at this point, they're all exactly the same. They just have different paint jobs, and I actually like this one the best. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, even he's getting bored. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Deluxe Class Nova Blast Bumblebee. I'm not gonna mention the Predacon Rising thing, so that's his title: the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Deluxe Class Nova Blast Bumblebee. This is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.